Hey everyone, welcome back to Inquisition. We've returned to Skyhold after our adventures in Impri du Lion, and it is time for us to tie up our last few loose ends. I'm kind of chomping at the bit at this point to go do our final mission and finally put an end to Crypheus. But before we do, I definitely want to make sure that we check in with all of our companions to make sure we don't miss any dialogue, to see if anybody has any unique dialogue about the upcoming battle, and to make sure we're all prepped and ready to go. I anticipate today's episode probably being a bit of a shorter one, as I'm essentially just going to do a lap around the Skyhold and talk to all of our companions. For those of you guys who may be wondering, just sort of a tally of where we're at. I'm currently level 21, and I have just over 60 hours into this playthrough. So while not a 100% completionist run by any means, I do feel like I have been rather thorough and I have done as much as I can to make sure that a lot of the good content has been uncovered and we've gone through the most exciting parts of the journey together. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. You can see that this game is quite meaty in terms of how much it has to offer. I could sink another, 20, 30 hours into this easily, just clearing up side quests and such. But anyway, let's get started on our world tour of companions by checking in with Miss Cassandra.
Victory in the Arbor Wilds. The archdemon might have been a real threat to our army, but it flew off once we turned the tide. It is still out there, however. I wonder what Corypheus plans now.
He's lost everything.
He has nothing left to throw at us.
Do not underestimate Corypheus. He is powerful, and you have yet to fight him one-on-one. But he will come. You will get your chance.
I look forward to it.
If he tries, he'll regret it.
I believe you. Not long ago, this was impossible to imagine. You, successful against all odds, victory close at hand. The time has come to consider what will come next.
Do you think you'll be divine?
You'll be the next divine, I assume.
That has not happened yet.
But it may.
If the Maker wills it, then yes, I will answer his call. Blessed are they who stand before the corrupt and the wicked, and do not falter. I will stand with you in the end, Inquisitor, if you will have me.
Of course I'll have you. You're a valued friend and companion, Cassandra. She makes a great point, though. What comes after Corypheus? I haven't been able to look that far ahead yet. Where did she bring us? All the way on the other side. Anyway, I haven't been able to think that far ahead yet. But obviously, the end of the game is not actually the end of the game for us. We do still have 2 DLCs. One of them in particular is very much a post-game thing. So even though we're kind of going towards the end of the game, rest assured we do still have lots left to do, and we will have adventures after Corypheus is defeated.
At your order.
But next, let's check in on Colin.
Samson took everything from those Templars. He corrupted their souls, twisted them into everything they stood against, everything they would have hated.
I feel sorry for them.
I know the Red Templars fight for Corypheus, but I feel sorry for them.
They're barely human now. The Red Lyrium left Samson's mind unaltered. He knew what he was doing, and he dares speak as though it were a mercy? The man's a monster. I sent word to Kirkwall. Samson will pay for his crimes there. I'm sure of it.
Justice was served.
Samson got what he deserved.
The men and women he betrayed, they deserved something better. Samson deserves nothing. The Red Templars needed to be torn down. We've broken Corypheus's army. I might have known some of them. If my life had gone differently, I might have been one of them. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if you had not been at the Conclave? If you'd never become the Inquisitor?
My life would probably be simpler.
Sometimes. My life would be less complicated, less dangerous.
Or it could be worse. There would still be chaos, and That was meant to sound comforting. I can see how it wouldn't. At all. You've led us this far. Many owe you their lives. Whether or not the Makers sent you, you are needed here.
What an abrupt end to that conversation. Just end up walking away. I can understand why Cullen is so upset. Obviously, being a former Templar, seeing what they came down to. Seeing the innocent people who got caught up in it, and then the not-so-innocent people like Samson who orchestrated it. It's just a bad situation, you know. Up next should probably be Cole, I would think. Yep, there he is.
Corypheus died, and then he didn't. That's why he always felt wrong, like he didn't fit inside himself. He wears another man's life. I thought dying was forever.
You and me both.
So did I. Corypheus seems to break a lot of rules.
But is it him? Is he real? If a man can be dead and then not... Could I have saved the real Cole?
You did all you could.
What happened to him wasn't your fault.
His hands were bruised from beating on the wall. It was dark, like the cabinet where he hid to escape his father. His belly hurt like knives, throat cracked dry. He was alone. I pushed through and held his hand. It was all I could do. He said, "Thank you." Thank you.
Oh my god, I'm like literally speechless. So speechless that I don't even care about that really disgusting pop-in that just happened in the background. That was, wow, that was emotional. Poor Cole. Both real human Cole and spirit Cole. Real human Cole clearly had a really tough draw in life, and then spirit Cole is just doing all that he can to help those people who are suffering, and he takes their pain as his own, and it's just sad. I'm just glad we can be there for him. That was a very strong emotional scene right there. And now let's see what Sarah has to say. Probably something less emotional.
Oh, hi, yeah. Listen, stand there. Right there. Now, about Mythal.
What? What should my reaction be?
Sarah, I don't know what reaction you want, but can this be it so we can be done?
All right. So maybe it's still you. Someone needed to do something. I mean, you went wading into a well of sorrows. Who hears that and thinks, well, dunk a butt, let's have a go? Even mad old Abelard said elves destroyed themselves. The only believable bit in a sea of clear demon bait. It makes messing with their relics real stupid. So, test done, you're still you. We can leave these lies behind.
This threat was a test?
How is aiming an arrow at my face a test?
I heard once that if you're possessed, the demon will defend itself against attack. Sounds stupid to say it out loud. I don't know. I don't know demons. At least, if it's true, the arrow's right there. I'm sorry, yeah? Morrigan's probably got better ways, but who can trust her?
Never again, you hear me?
You never do that to me again.
Fine, all right. Sorry I don't know how to deal with rubbish no one was meant to.
So you think Mythal was all lies?
You seem pretty certain. You don't believe anything from Mythal?
Course not. What, I should believe all that stuff? Because elves? I mean, it was impressive and all. Makes the Dalish look like tits for living in the woods, but so what? There can't be a bunch of gods, and the Maker. Don't matter how much or little you believe, those don't fit. So call me stupid, but I believe the stuff not made up by dead people who failed. Mythal is a ruin full of demons. I mean, it just makes sense, right?
What if some of it was true?
There's so much history there. What if some of it is true?
No, now you're stupid. You can't think that because it's stupid.
But everything we saw.
Why believe it? Because Abelas looked weird? If that's all it takes, Cariffi's shitheel is full of lumpy truth. You're not even an elf. Why are you being so damned elfy? You're the frigging herald of Andraste. Every time you open your mouth, you'll sound like an idiot.
I've not said I'm her herald. Or I've said I'm not her herald.
I've already denied being the herald.
Not for me to say, yeah. Just saying. Anyway, believe what you want. So long as we kill Cariffi fish. Whatever.
Well, that was a bit of a heated conversation there. Sarah feels extremely strongly that I was possessed, and then she got mad at me for saying the elven gods were real, and Sarah's a tough one to unpack. Like, she's an elf, yet she vehemently denies anything that has to do with the elven culture.
I met her eyes again.
I think she might believe in the Maker? I don't know. She's a tough cookie to crack, so it's a weird conversation. But anyway, now we get to chat to our love, Iron Bull.
So to kill Corypheus, all we have to do is kill his dragon first? That's easy. We're good at killing shit. Just one more big fight to put this Magister asshole down for good. I knew you'd get us here, boss.
Thanks for your help.
It's been an honor, Bull.
Oh, don't get like that. This isn't goodbye. We're kicking this guy's ass.
Hell yeah.
How you doing, Kadan?
Let's talk about us.
I'd like to talk about you and me.
Sure, boss. What's up?
I didn't know if there was any other options.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
But we're still in love, all is well. He's ready to kick some dragon ass. Just the bull that I know and love. Oh, look who it is.
It's good to know we're doing something worthwhile.
He made it safe and sound, it seems. Our newest recruit.
Drills upon drills.
Alright, so that's everyone over in this area that we've talked to. Let's head to the other side of the courtyard now and check in with Blackwall. I'm glad I took the time to do this because there's been so many cutscenes and stuff. We would have missed a ton of dialogue if I had just rushed into the main quest.
So it's done.
Just about. The little ones in the camps don't have much. I thought this might cheer them up.
Aww.
Even in the midst of war, they deserve to be children.
It's almost time. Are you ready?
I am. I've been ready for a long time. Things become clear on the battlefield. It's where I truly know myself. Everything else fades.
No fear?
Shouldn't you at least pretend to be afraid of Corypheus? He is an ancient Magister Darkspawn with untold power.
There is fear, but also exhilaration. There has always been one constant. I am a soldier. I am trained to kill, to follow orders, and to ask no questions. But this time, I'm fighting for something I believe in. The people I care about. I chose to stay with the Inquisition. I chose this fight. And the difference is profound. I have only you to thank.
I'm really glad that we could help Blackwall turn his life around. Like, obviously, I'm not saying what he did in the past can even ever be forgiven. But he's so clearly a different person now, a person who really wants to create change in the world. He can repent for what he's done through building adorable little toys for children like this. I really like him a lot. He's a good guy. I was quite shocked when we heard about his past, obviously. But I don't think it changes the Blackwall that we grew to know, who is at heart a really good person who's just really doing his best to make a difference in the world. So, happy to have him by our side. Where does this even lead? I feel like I've never taken this passage before. What the heck? I have never been in here in my life. What is this spooky library? Alright, pause. The Folly of General Not Sheraton. What is green? Oh my god. Wow. Okay. So many books. The Pyramids of Parvalen. And... How to act for Elden. Wow. I know where to come now if I ever need some light reading. I had no idea that spooky little library was down in the corner. I'll add all those to our codex. But I want to go continue speaking with our companions. So next up is Sir Varric.
So, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around this. We went to an ancient rune where you consumed a pool of elfiness, and then walked through a mirror, and wound up back here. Have I mentioned that the shit that happens to you is crazy? I don't want to think about this anymore. You want to discuss something normal?
Elven elfiness. I love it. Alright, no, I'm good, man. I just wanted to check in.
Carry on.
Solus? Oh, hiding in the corner. Hi.
Why did you do it? I warned you not to.
Solus.
You gave yourself into the service of an ancient elven god!
Meaning?
What does that mean exactly?
You are Mythal's creature now. Everything you do, whether you know it or not, will be for her. You have given up a part of yourself.
I'm still myself.
I have not become Mythal's slave.
Not yet. But if you remove the layer of nostalgia from stories of the elven gods, you might see the danger. They were arrogant and fickle. They warred amongst themselves. They had feuds, vendettas. And you are bound to one of them now. I suppose it is better you have the power than Corypheus. Which leads to the next logical question. What will you do with the power of the well once Corypheus is dead?
And I'm gonna try to keep making the world better.
This war proved that we can't go back to the way things were. I'll try to help this world move forward.
You would risk everything you have in the hope that the future is better. What if it isn't? What if you wake up to find the future you shaped is worse than what was?
That won't happen.
We've done all right so far. We'll have problems, yes, but we can handle them.
Such confidence.
What's the alternative? Do nothing? We have to keep trying.
You're right. Thank you.
For what?
You have not been what I expected, Inquisitor. You have impressed me. You have offered hope. That if one keeps trying, even if the consequences are grave, that someday things will be better. Forgive my melancholy. Corypheus has cost us much. The Temple of Mythal did not deserve such a fate. The orb he carries, and its stolen power, that at least we may still recover. With luck, some of the past may yet survive.
It sounds like you're leaving.
You planning to leave before we take down the bad guy?
No, but there may not be a later. It seemed wise to say my goodbyes now.
Okay. Next up is Dorian.
What happened at the Elven Temple? It's got me thinking. I should go back, shouldn't I? To Tevinter. Once this is done. If we're still alive. All my talk of how terribly wrong things are back home. But what do I do about it? Nothing.
What brought this on?
How does this relate to the Elven Temple?
You encountered ancient elves. A piece of history. Something the Imperium didn't destroy. Maybe my people can atone for what we've done. There is something still left to restore. Maybe not all of us want to, but that could be altered. If you can change minds, so can I.
You could do great things.
Someone with your impeccable taste could transform Tevinter.
I hope you're right. You usually are. It might surprise you to know that you're the one who inspired me. You're shaping the world, for good or ill. How could I aspire to do any less? If it means proving that Tevinter can be better, that there's hope even for my homeland, I would do anything.
That was a good cutscene. I mean, you guys know that I absolutely love Dorian. He's maybe even my absolute favorite companion. He's just such a good person, and I agree with his worldview on basically everything. So if he could truly go back to Tevinter and make change happen, you know, it's not too late to give up on Tevinter. Just like Blackwall, yes, the history is awful, but what do? Destroy them all just like they did to the elves? You gotta hope that they can change, and if they have people, not everyone there is horrible, they have people like Dorian who might be able to make a difference, so that's really cool. I'm really excited to see what they do with Tevinter in the future Dragon Age games, and hopefully whatever they do does involve Dorian in some way, because he is just a great character. Okay, just a couple more companions to check in on. We got Liliana, Vivienne, and Josephine, I think. I think that's everybody. So first up is Liliana, up in our little sanctuary.
I was pondering who might be divine, and it suddenly occurred to me. Is it so ridiculous for the Grand Clerics to support me? Why shouldn't they?
What would you do as divine?
If you were divine, what would you do?
Change things. Change everything. Your support of the Mage Rebellion was a good start. We must build on this. No more circles. The mages will be free. The Chantry will accept them as the Maker's children. In fact, it will accept everyone. Elves, dwarves, even Canary. Why exclude them? The Chantry allows our differences to tear us apart, instead of teaching us how we are the same.
I mean, that sounds perfect to me. I would 100% support you.
I think you would make a good divine.
I am glad to hear it. Your support may persuade the Grand Clerics to vote in my favor. Justinia wanted the Chantry to grow, but her reforms never took root. She was held back by tradition and was too gentle to force change. I won't make that mistake.
I mean, I don't know if you can force change.
You can't force people to change their minds.
Then how will change ever come? People do not simply happen upon enlightenment. Most must be carried there.
Okay, touche.
Justinia thought the circles needed to change. But why stop there? The Chantry alienated potential allies by brutalizing elves and belittling dwarves. If we could bring them into the fold, wouldn't we have peace? There are those who would cling to the old ways, of course. But they will see. I would make them see. But I've rambled on too long. I am not divine. Yet.
I mean, I think Liliana as the divine is a great choice. She truly believes in the Maker. She's truly undergone the path of change and enlightenment that the Chantry itself preaches. Like, the Chantry changed her life, and so I feel like, you know, she wouldn't be some sort of fraud as the divine, because she truly believes in what she preaches. Also, I really like her whole message of equality, you know? There's no more classes, no more better people who are better or worse than others just due to their race or whatever. I think it's great. The only thing is where she is the ruthless version of Liliana, she may be a little heavy-handed in how she goes about enacting change. But to be fair, she did make a good argument. I mean, sometimes that's what's needed. We've seen how stubborn people are in this world, and some of them are never going to accept. So maybe they do just need someone to kind of just be like, nope, this is what's happening, and deliver the message to them. So I think Liliana would be a good divine. Anyway, here's Vivienne.
Yes?
Oh, she has absolutely nothing to say? Okay. Well, that was short and sweet with her. She literally didn't have anything to say. So we will superhero jump down to the bottom level. Go check in with our final companion, which is Miss Josephine.
Everything's in place. Corypheus now waits on you to approach the Temple of Sacred Ashes. A swift journey, and good luck.
Thank you. All right, everybody, so that's it. We have talked to every single one of our companions. Had some good times, bad times, some deep conversations, lots of good luck and friendship, and it really goes to show what great characters there are in this game. And in there, you know, I obviously have favorites, But in their own way, each and every character is truly unique and special, and I love taking the time to chat with them. So there you have it, folks. All of the loose ends are tied up, and so on our next episode, we are finally going to be taking the fight to Corypheus. It is time to end this once and for all, and we should complete the main story of Dragon Age Inquisition. So if you've been along the journey this far, hopefully I will see you guys back here for at least one more episode where we clue up the main story. I did mention before, obviously, the next episode will not be the last episode, as I do plan on doing the DLCs for the game, but, you know, there's still something special about finishing the main story. It is still a grand finale in a way. So, hopefully I'll see you guys next time. If not, everybody, please take care of yourselves, and hopefully I will see you back here for some more Dragon Age.